Today's video is brought to you by Card Kingdom. Boat it runs out. Banishing Light, I think this is fine. I think we got him. Banishing Light hits Assault Formation, but it's about to get hot in here for our Enchantress opponent. Huatli and attack you for 12, and that looks like game. Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another edition of Budget Magic, and this week we are heading to Pioneer for a deck I'm calling Butts and Taxes. Basically, this is a Assault Formation Huatli. Play creatures with big toughness, or big butts, or if you want to be Arena and try to change everyone's fun name for the mechanic, Backbone. They got a big backbone. Who's gonna say that, Arena? Come on, Arena, seriously, Backbone? Come on now. But the idea is, we stick Assault Formation, we stick a Huatli, we play high toughness creatures, we smash our opponent really quickly, win the game, and as a bonus, some of our high toughness creatures are kind of taxi creatures, which are good against the top decks in the meta. So that's the plan for today. Let's talk about the deck, jump into the game, starting with our payoffs, I guess. Assault Formation, Huatli. These are the cards that we really need to make our deck function. Our deck is filled with creatures that have very little or even straight up no power, but they have high toughness, which means we need an Assault Formation, which lets us deal damage equal to our creature's toughness rather than its power. Huatli, same thing. On the battlefield, every single game, we're at risk of playing just random zero power creatures and doing absolutely nothing. So, the good news is, now that we have Huatli to go with Assault Formation, we have 8 of these cards, which means odds are in favor of us having at least one in our opening hand every single game. We can even London Mulligan to try to find one if we need to. So these cards are the core of our deck. Then we have our high toughness creatures, and one of the reasons I love this deck is, as much as I hate Aerial Grazer, this is a perfect Aerial Grazer deck, because Aerial Grazer, the problem is, if you can't put a land into play, at least in most decks, it's really bad. In our deck, we don't care. Sometimes we have an extra land, we ramp into Huatli a turn early, and it's awesome. If we don't have an extra land, Aerial Grazer, it's still a Wild Mikado. It's a 3/3 once we get down to Assault Formation or Huatli. Permeating Mass, same way, and it's really good against random big creatures. Our opponent, like, Ghalta's into us, we can block, and turn Ghalta into a Permeating Mass. Not quite Death Touch, but kind of similar, and it's a Wild Mikado once we get our butt fight stuff down. Then we have Laguna Band Trailblazer, which is just big. It doesn't have any extra upside, but it's a 4/4 for 1, assuming we'd stick Assault Formation or Huatli. Then we have some more kind of utility stuff. Nyx Please Ram, 5/5 for 2, which really powerful. Those are some big stats, and gaining a little life, nice against aggro decks in specific. Bygone Bishop is our plan for the long game. It's one of our least powerful attackers, only 3 power, although having flying is nice. But whenever we cast a creature spell converted mana cost 3 or less, which is literally every creature in our deck, we get a clue. So if we're flooding out, if we get our Assault Formation or Huatli killed, we can use these clues as we cast our creatures to dig through our deck, find the pieces that we need to reassemble and win the game. As far as our tax stuff, the second part of the deck, it's not just butts, it's butts and taxes. We have Huatli Honor Guard and Eidolon of Rhetoric. So Huatli Honor Guard is especially good against the Inverter deck. If we can keep this on the battlefield, our opponent just can't win with Inverter with Thassa's Oracle, because their enter the battlefield triggers don't actually work, and it's good against random other stuff as well. Plus, we have no enter the battlefield triggers in our deck. Eidolon of Rhetoric, best against Breach style decks trying to catch a bunch of spells in one turn, although it can just hate on other people's stuff, and in theory, this is the top end of our curve, so we would have mostly emptied our hand by the time we play Eidolon of Rhetoric, so hopefully the restriction doesn't hurt us. Plus, Eidolon of Rhetoric, normally the downside it's got no power, it's a 1/4, that's not much of an attacker, but in our deck, it's a 4/4 for 3, it's like a Loxodon Smiter. Huatli Honor Guard, it's a 3/3 once we get our butt fight stuff down. Finally, we have Tower Defense, which is basically our finisher, just giving all of our creatures +0/+5 and reach, if that's relevant, for 2 mana instant speed. That represents an insane amount of damage. If we can get like 2 or 3 creatures on the battlefield, we just attack with them. If our opponent doesn't block, we can usually just kill our opponent with a single Tower Defense, representing like 15 extra damage, because rather than pumping our toughness, we're technically pumping our power with Tower Defense, which is absolutely insane. As far as the mana base, one of the upsides of the deck is the rest of the pieces are super cheap. If you cut the lands out of the deck, I think this deck is like $40, but the rest of the deck is cheap enough. We can actually play a pretty reasonable mana base. Temple Garden, Sun Petal Grove, Fortified Village, some basic lands. In the sideboard, we get some removal. Baffling pulling in for the early game. Dusk Dawn, really sweet because it's removal for big creatures, and it gets back all of our creatures from the graveyard with the Dawn side, so it's good in grindy matchups as well. Shaper Sanctuary, Unbreakable Formation, protect our creatures from removal. Another Eidolon for combo. Damping Sphere, same deal. Rex Sage for artifacts and enchantments. Tormod Crypt for graveyard. And that is butts and taxes for Pioneer. And that's our budget magic for this week. So let's jump into the gameplay, see some butts and see some taxes in action. Thank you for watching. I hope you all enjoy it, and I will talk to you soon. If you enjoyed today's deck, make sure to purchase it from our sponsor, Card Kingdom. For a limited time, you can get a Scoop Soldier sticker for free if you mention Scoop Soldier in your order notes during checkout. All right, budget magic time. We are butt fighting in Pioneer, and ooh. Alright, well, 4 lands is a lot, but hard to pass up 2 butt fight cards and a potential 5/5 for 2, so we're gonna keep it. Opponent, Temple of Malice. Alright. Sure. And passes. Well, let's just Temple Garden. Another land isn't ideal. We would like to stop drawing lands. Opponent, untaps Mountain, and... Alright, that's fine. Well, the good news is we have 2 butt fight cards, so Agonizing Remorse isn't the end of the world. Like, it's not great, because our hand's already land heavy, but we do have a backup, so we will survive. Takes the Assault Formation with Agonizing Remorse, which, oh no. Oh, we really gotta stop drawing lands. Alright, next please, go. Yeah. Yeah, this is way too many lands. Opponent. Well, this is not exactly how we drew things up. I mean, the hand is how we drew things up, but drawing so many lands isn't ideal. Fabled Passage, opponent. Ugh. Agonizing Remorse. Well, now we got nothing going on. We gotta start drawing some action. Gain a life with old Rammy. Rammy's got a butt, but the butt isn't doing much at the moment. Oh, no. Okay. Alright, so we've drawn a land every turn. We will play a land pass the turn. Opponent. You're gonna crack the Fabled Passage? Yeah, that's not ideal. The flaw with our opening hand was it was already land heavy, and drawing land for the first 3 turns, bad. Very bad. Opponent. Well, what do you got? Alright, well, upside of drawing land every turn is our opponent's discard getting less effective. Alright, well, there goes our Ram. So we have literally nothing. And please not another land. Opponent with the upkeep stops that. Upkeep stops that. Alright, Fortified Village, go. Okay, so we've drawn a land literally every turn of the game. Opponent, yes, this is not ideal. Kroxa. Well, thankfully we do have some useless cards to discard, although, unfortunately, opponent's a land away from getting Kroxa back from the graveyard, and a 6/6 that domes us for 3 probably every turn is not good. Well, please not a land. Let's say we're done drawing the lands for now. Ooh, okay, that is not a land. Bygone Bishop's actually interesting. This is a way we can get out of this flood. If we could start drawing creatures, every single creature in our deck triggers Bygone Bishop. Ooh, tap land is good. That means no Kroxa yet. Well, all we gotta do is draw creatures. And then if we draw creatures, having a lot of lands is actually good because we can crack our clues. So this, oh, not Murderous Rider, please. Davriel, okay, that is fine. Opponent makes us discard a land, sure. That's not a problem at all. We get ping for 1, we can just kill it with Bygone Bishop. Come on, any creature. Anyone in our deck is acceptable. Just not more lands. Opponent thinking about 2ing us. Yeah, down to 16. Okay. Well, that would have been awkward earlier, but Tikali Honor Guard does mean we don't have to discard 2 Kroxa entering the battlefield, and we get a clue, and we kill Davriel. Alright. We have a chance here now. I don't think we crack the clue, because if we draw 3-drop, we'll have to discard 2 Kroxa, so I think we gotta wait and crack end of turn. Opponent, gonna bet back Kroxa by the looks, but no enter the battlefield trigger, so just a 6/6, although it's still gonna get us when it attacks. Opponent Kroxa, sure. Well, now we can crack the clue. I guess we should wait end step. Well, whatever. Alright, that's a creature. That's fine. I mean, Trailblazer doesn't do anything directly, but it does trigger Bygone Bishop. So, Trailblazer, clue, crack the clue. Tikali Honor Guard, play it, get a clue. And play the land, get in with Bygone Bishop, and we actually might somehow be in good shape after having, I don't even know, 7 lands and 3 spells on the top of our deck, something like that. We're actually back into it. As long as this Bygone Bishop lives, opponent, Kroxa, gets in. Yeah, I think we just chump, unfortunately. Yeah, block Kroxa, opponent. Stumps. Sure. Down 11. And gonna get Crushy. Bone Crusher Giant. Well, now we get to crack the clue. Well, any creature's fine. As long as we can keep triggering our Bygone Bishop. Ooh, Mass is actually really good because that is kind of an answer to Kroxa. It doesn't kill it, but ooh. Maybe we shouldn't have cracked that clue right away. That might have been a mistake. We probably should have just Huatli on our guard and passed. Now I think we gotta play Huatli, because Kroxa is still gonna make us discard. But play Huatli, get in for 3. Well, yeah. I mean, awkward that we're gonna have to discard Huatli on our guard, but I think that's okay. It might have been better to just wait though and play Honor Guard and pass the turn. Yeah, gain some life. If Huatli is gonna die, it's probably gonna be to like Murderous Rider, and opponent scoops it up. All right. Well, after the roughest start basically possible, we got there. Huh. Well, there's some good butt fighting. Sideboard wise, I think we want probably Shaper's Sanctuaries, and Baffling End might be worth it. Seems like it hits all of our opponent's stuff. Huatli Honor Guard is interesting. Probably going to cut it. Shutting down Kroxa's Enter the Battlefield trigger can actually be a bad thing. If we just like Huatli Guard onto, our opponent can just Kroxa and it sticks. And that probably beats us. I think, yeah, just run it like that. This hand, lots of lands, no butt fighting, so ship it. Ooh. Well, this is the opposite problem. We got the butt fights, but we don't have any land, so going down to 5. Well, tower defenses to the bottom. This hand looks okay on its face for being 5 cards, but 1 discard spell leaves us with basically nothing. Blood Grip for our opponent, and passes. Well, Temple Garden go. Opponent. Dodging discard would be decent. 2 Rams and Huatli is a clock. Like, technically we have 2 5/5s in our hand. If everything just resolves and sticks, that could jank our opponent out. Ooh. Assault Formation's good. I think we just have to get it down, because since our opponent's Rakdos, I don't think they can kill it. Like, it would be nice to Nyx Fleece Ram and then Assault Formation. That is normally what you want to do, but since our opponent has a million discard spells, and since they can't kill Assault Formation, we get stomped. I think we just gotta run it out now and save our creatures for later. There's Kroxa. Yeah. I guess we get rid of Huatli. Now that we got down to Assault Formation, we don't really need another butt fighting card. About it. Huh. Well, if I known we were gonna draw land, maybe we would have held on to Huatli. We probably would have. Opponent. I mean, we're still kind of okay here, though. 2 Nyx Fleece is a really oddly fast clock with Assault Formation out. Like, we're playing 5/5s for 2 in Pioneer. They gain us life every turn. That's actually, like, legitimate. Alright, gain a life. More lands. Boy, we're really good at drawing lands at inopportune times. Get in, hit our opponent down to 15. Ramums, number 2 in Temple Garden. Go. Alright, opponent, what do you got? I mean, technically, we have, like, a 2-turn clock. It's not impossible that if our opponent's hand is all Thought Seizes, we could just get them. Alright. Swift End takes down a Ram. Well, now our clock is not quite as fast. Come on, creature. This has been the game of drawing useless lands. We'll get in. Might as well pump. We got nothing else going on. Opponent down to 7. Still technically a 1-turn clock, although not really a 1-turn clock, since our opponent's going to definitely have a blocker. Like, they have 2 blockers in exile, so well, if our opponent's passing and not playing a creature, they certainly have a removal spell. Yeah, run out Shaper Sanctuary. I assume our Ram's going to get killed in response. Yeah, bedeviled. Well, Shaper Sanctuary will be good if we ever draw another creature. What do you got about it? Hold on to land in case they thought these. Davria. Ugh. Alright, well, there goes a land. We start getting pinged. Come on, creature, please. Alright, well. Yeah. Back up to 7 lands in our top 12. This is like the flood match. Well, we look kind of stable. The problem is, our opponent's got 2 threats on adventures, and this Croc's in the graveyard. And we're taking 2 a turn, so even though our life total looks high at 19, it's not nearly as high as it looks. Opponent, interesting passes. Huh. Well, that is a creature. Oh. Draw, step, stop. It's got to be Kolaghan's Command, I guess. Yeah. Well, there goes our creature. Why couldn't our opponent done that last turn when we were drawing land number 7? And not the turn when we finally drew a creature. Opponent plays a swamp. Bone Crusher. And Crocs at number 2. So we're down to 12, and there's a 4-3. Yeah, we're pretty dead. We need a really big draw this turn. Alright, well, the lands keep coming and they don't stop coming. Okay, well, on to game 3. Well, that's unfortunate that we just kept top decking lands. I could see an argument for the Dust Dawns. They seem like they could be decent. We probably have to trim tower defenses, even though they're explosive, just so we have a critical mass of creatures. Yeah, try like that. Well, we're on the play, which is good. And we're not always going to draw, 60% lands. Ooh. All right, this hand actually has action and card draw and butt fighting. If you could draw up an ideal hand for this, maybe you trade like a Bygone Bishop for a 1-drop, but this is pretty close to the ideal Butts and Taxes hand. Opponent. Oh, yeah. Alright, Devil Guard, Depth. A 1-drop would have been nice. We would love to get down this Assault Formation before it gets... Untap probably means... Yeah, there's a Thoughtseize. Well, thankfully we have Huatli as a backup. Although Assault Formation is the better of the 2 in this matchup, since Huatli can just get killed when Assault Formation's really hard for Rakdos to kill. Basically, very close to impossible, really. Alright, a land I guess is fine. We get to run out a Ram. Pass the turn. Put it. 2 Bygone Bishops would be a lot of card draw. Croxa. Well, so much for the 2 Bygone Bishops. We can't discard Huatli, and discarding a land is just so risky. Although we probably will just draw one, because we've been drawing lands like crazy this match. Well, gain a life with a Ram. Yeah, okay. Well, it is a land. So I kind of wish we discarded land now, but whatever. We get to get in for 5. Hit our opponent down to 11 with the help of Nyx Feast and Huatli. Opponent. Thinking things over. I mean, ooh, passing? Alright. Well, maybe Huatli can just get here. Let's see if our opponent has removal. If they don't... let's just... Opponent's got the draw step stop set again. I mean, Kolaghan's Command doesn't really do much. I think we just try to attack with Ram first. Our opponent's plan could be to Murderous Rider Huatli and fizzle our Ram damage. Alright, well, yeah. Go to combat. See if we can get in. Opponent's got to have something, right? And our opponent down to 6. Well, play the Forest. Play Bishop. I think we're more okay with losing Shaper Sanctuary if there is Kolaghan's Command. Alright, play Shaper Sanctuary. Well, we're empty-handed, so discard doesn't do much. And we're presenting lethal. And apparently our opponent can't kill Huatli because they would have. If they could have. Do we just have this? Overcoming the massive floods in Game 2 and Game 3. Oh, they did have Kolaghan's Command. Alright, Kolaghan's Command. Hit Huatli. Get back Croxa, but it doesn't stick. Dreadbore's Huatli. So we don't win this turn. There's Croxa. Hits us for 3. But we still have a Clock of Bygone Bishop. Creatures make clues, so any creature is good. And technically Bygone Bishop does get the job done. Even without a butt fight card. Alright, land. That is the one thing we didn't want to draw, but... Well, yeah, hit you. Down to 4. 2 turns of Bygone Bishop gets it done. Past the turn, opponent untaps. Croxa can't come back yet. What do you got, opponent? Wow, we started this match off so rough, too. And now we're right in it. Booted. Scoops it up? Okay. That was impressive. We started off ridiculously bad, then we got there. Whew. Butt fight. Sweet. All right. Budget magic time. We are butt fighting in Pioneer, and this hand actually looks good. This is about as good as Abriel Grazer will ever be. At least for me. Abriel Grazer, land into play. This gets us to Huatli a turn early, and we can start wildly coddling in with Grazer. Grazer is actually not bad when it's a 3-3. All right, Jace, Vryn's Protege. Well, Sun Petal Grove. Huatli, getting Huat in here. I gotta stop saying that. I really do. Get in with Grazer, hit ya. Down to 17. Could you imagine if Grazer was actually a 3-3? Then I would be on board with Grazer being busted. If it was actually just straight up a 3-3 for one. Like Wild Nikotl, that put a land into play. That would be a fair card. Opponent Thought Seizes, sure. Opponent's real problem is they're going to have to be able to... How? 5, 10, 13. Wow, we can get in a lot of damage if... Alright, Watery Grave. Oh my god. What does our opponent have? Opponent passes. Well, go to combat. Get in with Grazer. We do need to hope our Huatli lives. Opponent takes it. Uh-oh. Okay, so that makes things much worse. Well, play Laguna Band Trailblazer. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Well, now we need to draw another butt fight card or we're going to be in trouble. We lost our Bygone Bishop to discard and then lost our Huatli, and now we have nothing. Ugh, now we have double nothing. Alright, well, come on, butt fighting. Opponent can flip the Jays. Yeah, that's a rough turn of events. Decks that can just straight up kill Huatli, which is primarily like Abrupt Decay style decks. Well, kill Huatli and Assault Formation, which is primarily Abrupt Decay decks. Other decks can kill Huatli because it's Planeswalker, but are some of our least ideal matchups, I would say. Yeah, Jace gonna flip. Discards a land, gets a Jace. Going to take down Jace for more removal. Well, come on, butt fight. Alright, Trailblazer go. Yeah, we really wanted that Bygone Bishop. Probably not a ideal matchup for us, I would say. Jace doesn't really do anything. Creature's got no power anyway. Uro. Kind of surprised our opponent wouldn't want Huatli Honor Guard around because it's good with their Uro. And Thoughtseize to take a tower defense down to 14. Ooh, okay. That's a good draw. Assault Formation. Go to combat. Kill Jace, hit our opponent. Okay. Okay. That is what we want to draw. Opponent can get back Uro. But what they really need is to kill Assault Formation. We still have a tower defense left over, which means Uro's going to have to chump block. What do you got about it? Oh, it'd be sweet if we could steal this one. Booted. Alright, going to Uro. While also leaving up mana for Fatal Push or Thoughtseize, I guess. Up to 12. Draws a card. Land. Untap. Oh my goodness. If they have another Abrupt Decay, I'm going to cry. One card in hand. Well, go to combat. Actually, maybe we cast this first. Let's tower defense. See if it resolves. Attack. Come on. About it. Blocks. Oh, please. Please, no Abrupt Decays. Oh my god. Okay, Swift End. Alright, so opponent stays alive. But they... I guess this Rivulet's going to let them get back Uro. Huh. Yeah, I mean, that is a good last card. Opponent's going to mill... Oh, that Rivulet's so good for our opponent. Yeah, that allows them to Uro again. And now we're actually in a pretty rough spot here. Oh, we were so close. Opponent, Uro. Well, we made it a good run in one of our worst matchups, so at least that is impressive. Well, play Bygone Bishop. Would have been so nice earlier. Past the turn, but Uro gets to start doing Uro things. Drawing our opponent cards, primarily. Opponent combat. Gets in, hits us. Yeah, back up to 14. Puts a land into play. No blocks. And, what else you got, opponent? So creature for Bygone Bishop would be helpful, assuming it lives. There's the Murderous Rider. And also Liliana. Okay, that doesn't do a whole lot. Takes down, whiffs. We draw nothing. Well, go to combat. Attack our opponent. Attack our opponent. We do have, what, 1 tower defense left? But our opponent can gain 5 a turn. Well, yeah, pump. Hit our opponent for 4. Get rid of the Murderous Rider. Sun Petal Grove, go. Oh, that would have been a good turn for a creature. Boat it. Takes up, sure. Gets in with Uro. Yeah, draws a card, back up to 15. Land into play, tapped. We drop to 8. Well, go to combat. Attack our opponent, attack Liliana. Nyx Fleece Ram, get a clue. Sack the clue. Pass the turn. Opponent combat gets it, draws. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. All right, yeah. So we can't actually kill our opponent here. Opponent passes. We gain a life. Oh boy. Do we... So if our opponent has nothing in hand, we can win. That seems so unlikely. Pump, 7, 5, 5. But if our opponent can kill any of our creatures or Assault Formation, we just lose. The other option is to, like, chip in, play Nyx Fleece, chump, and wait another turn. Yeah, I think we do that. Play Nyx Fleece, get a clue. Sack the clue. Go to combat. Hit our opponent. Down to 7 past the turn. Well, alright, opponent. What do you got? What do you got? Oh, they did have the Fatal Push. Alright, so if we had went for it, we would have lost. Opponent untaps. Oh. Well, we were just dead in multiple ways. If our opponent just has a handful of removal, then yeah, they got us. Alright. Well, considering how rough of a matchup that is, I think we put up a pretty good fight there. Uro is a Bustarino magic card. We can bring in 2 Shaper Sanctuaries. We can bring in... Tormod's Crypt is kind of meh. 2 Shaper Sanctuaries in... And maybe Baffling Ends to get rid of Uro. Go down 1 tower defense. And I guess the Eidolons. But not the Huatli. Alright, read it like that. Ooh, we made it close! With our opponent being able to blow up our Huatli. Yeah, this is a matchup we'd like to avoid. Basically, random decks that are playing Abrupt Decays and Assassin Trophy are probably our hardest matchup. Because we're very dependent on Assault Formation or Huatli, like one of our butt fight cards, and if we don't have those, or our opponent can kill those, then our deck doesn't do much. Actually, Tikali Honor Guard is risky. Well, we're gonna keep it though. This hand is missing lands. Desperate. I think we gotta ship it, unfortunately. Oh no. Oh no. Well, we can't keep that. Alright. Oh, this is not the dream. Bottom and bottom. Alright, well, tap land go. We went from no lands to all lands. And, yeah. Alright. Well, this was not our deck at full power by any stretch. And, yeah, we're super dead. Gonna be hard to get out of this on the... Yeah, alright. Well, I won't scoop early. Not gonna get yelled at, but we have literally no action. Mull to 5 into double Thoughtseize is tough. Tough for any deck, not just our deck, but, well, Sun Petal Grove, and, I mean, I guess we play Huatli, because why not? Gotta give our opponent a Murderous Rider target. Huatli go. Yeah, well, Magic God's not cooperating too much with that one, for sure. Although, like I said, this is already a really tough matchup. I think we're very much not favored just because of how our opponent's removal lines up with our deck. Well, alright, more lands. Go. If our opponent kills our Huatli, we're probably... I'm very close to just conceding, honestly. Tireless Tracker, opponent's going to start drawing cards. Fabled Passage, can draw lots of cards. Cracks Fabled Passage. Yeah. Well, we'll see what we draw. Nyx Fleece Ram, that is a magic card. That is not a land. Well, Nyx Fleece Ram, go. Put it. Fatal Push. All right. Yeah, we're gonna call it. We just don't have a way to rebuild from here. Mull to 5, double Thoughtseize. GG's. Well, what can you do? Tough matchup, tough running. All right. Budget magic time. We are... all right, we're butt fighting. This hand is a little creature light, but we are going to keep it because we do have Assault Formation. 2 of them, actually, and Tower Defense. Creatures would be helpful. Island for our opponent. And Siren Storm Tamer. Well, play the land. Play Assault Formation. Pass the turn. Well, let's see how many counters our opponent has. Probably several million. Opponent. Island. Oh, God. Alright. Well, life is horrible. Opponent gets in, draws a card. Yeah. Before there was Abrial Grazer to make me hate life, there was Curious Obsession. And also Fortified Village. This deck plays every card I hate. Pass the turn. Yeah, I mean, this should just be game. Unchecked Curious Obsession on a flyer is traditionally just game over. We'll see. I mean, maybe Permeating Mass can get the job done. Opponent, drawing cards for days. Plays a Terramander. Well, play the Forest, go to combat, get in. Well, if our opponent's missing land drops, that does work in our favor to some extent. Well, play the Bishop. Pass the turn. All right, opponent, what you got, what you got? This does mean our opponent can't just attack into our... okay. I don't know how this goes wrong, but... Wow, okay, well, never mind. I take back everything I said. I take it all back. We should win now. Huh. That was a aggressive attack into our Bygone Bishop. Tempest Jin. Yeah. Opponent passes. Well, go to combat, attack. See how our opponent blocks. Oh, this is death, right? Tower defense, 26U? Okay. Well, it looked bad to begin with, but it took a turn for the better very quickly. Okay, that was actually most excellent. Well, we're bringing 2 Baffling Ends. That went really well. Bringing 2 Baffling Ends. Go down. Go down what? Shaper Sanctuary doesn't do anything. Eidolon. We could trim Eidolons. Eidolons feels a little meh. Our opponent's not casting too many creatures in a turn. I don't think Dust Dawn does it. Dampening Sphere, no. Rexage. Yeah, let's just run it like that. I don't think Rexage, especially with us keeping Tecatli Honor Guard in our deck, is that great. Being able to kill Curious Obsession is something, but... Ooh, alright. This hand's decent. Based on the assumption we actually get to resolve a Huatli. Well, Temple Garden, untapped. Permeating Mass, go. If we get to resolve Huatli, this hand is very good. Island for our opponent. If we don't get to resolve Huatli because it's mono blue, things are scarier, much scarier. Opponent. Alright, at least they did not have anything. I'll play Sun Petal Grove. Go to combat, attack. Play Laguna Bend Trailblazer. Alright, there's a counter. Play Laguna Bend Trailblazer. Pass the turn. Mystic Sanctuary, opponent. Gets in. Down to 16. And passes. Go to combat, get in for 1. Pass the turn. I think we got to try to do 2 things in a turn to overwhelm Counterspell Central over there. Opponent gets in, hits us. Down to 14. Terramander and... Ooh, Grazer's good. Play Abrial Grazer. That at least blocks our opponent's flyers. No land. Play the land. Go to combat. Get in. Abrial Grazer being good? That's not... I don't think I've ever said that before, honestly, ever. Opponent, combat. Block you. Opponent passes. Well. Temple Garden, untapped. Pay for Spell Pierce if they have it. Huatli. Opponent has Wizard's Retort. Well, Assault Formation. combat, swing with the crew, hit you for $1 billion, and I think we might have played that the way we needed to. We waited until we could do 2 things at once. Okay, opponent keeps their Pteramander alive. About it. I mean, I think we're good now, though. Our creatures are just huge, and they're mono blue, so they can't kill a assault formation. Best case for them, like Brazen Borrower can bounce it. Opponent, combat. Gets in for 2. Sure. We untap. Go to combat. Swing. Okay. Dive down. Well, in that case, let's tower defense. Opponent has Wizard's Retort. Well, we will... 5. We can hit our opponent to 1. All right, let's just... Yeah, let's do this, because this kills Pteramander. Let's pump with Assault Formation. Hit our opponent to 1. Kill the Pteramander. All right, what do you got, opponent? Can you deal with Assault Formation? Master of Waves. Make some blockers of the chumping variety. Opponent gonna keep racing, keep trying. Opponent. Every one of our creatures is lethal now, though, which is where we want to be. Opponent passes. Well, go to combat. Attack. Opponent blocks. 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 Well, alright. That's fine. We will just pump. Assault Formation's so good. Pump. Kill everything. Nyx Fleece Ram. Fortified Village. Go. Alright, opponent, you need something very good. Now, technically, Permeating Mass is lethal, even if our opponent can deal with this formation and both scoops it up, and... Alright, that was some good butt fighting. That was not bad. Opponent had the turn 2 Curious Obsession starting game 1, and we still got there. Yeah, that was very good. Alright, sweet, sweet. Alright. Budget magic time. We are mulliganing. Trying to butt fight and... Ooh. Alright. This, I guess, we keep, even though we don't have a butt fight card, but we have a way to maybe draw cards. And we have Huatli Honor Guard, which can be good. We'll keep this. I think we put... The greedy plays to put a land to the bottom. Yeah, let's be greedy. Land to the bottom. This may or may not be correct. Let's just Temple Garden tapped. Permeating Mass gets better after Bygone Bishop because we start getting clues and can try to find Assault Formation or something. And it's not really necessary on turn 1 anyway. Sacred Foundry, untapped. And... Oh my god. That's frightening. Okay. Abriel Grazer, not the most exciting of cards. Well, let's Huatli Honor Guard. Might do something against whatever our opponent's doing. Which is almost certainly trying to Colossal Hammer us in one way or another. Fervent Champion. Come on! Good lord. Alright, are we dead? Alright, the Nutter Butters. Sure. Well, yeah. Alright, dreams have been lived. And yeah, we'll... yeah, we're dead. Permeating Mass, Abriel Grazer. Well, I mean, that is the draw you want. That is exactly the draw you want if you are trying to Colossus Hammer people. Well, get in, hit our opponent. Pass the turn. Ouch. Ouch, ouch. Well, cool to see someone Colossus Hammering. Chain to the rocks. Sure. Alright, so opponent showing off the absolute best possible Sigarda's Aiden Pioneer draw. Nice. Yeah, that's fine. We will bring in 2 Baffling Ends. We will bring in 2 Rex Ages. We will go down... Eidolon of Rhetoric. And... I guess Huatli Honor Guard. Run it like that. Well, I mean... That is the power of Colossal Hammer. The problem in Pioneer with Colossal Hammer, and it's something that we've tried, is you don't have any redundancy. So, while your nut draws are just as powerful as they are in Modern, the consistency of your deck is greatly lacking. So, I mean, if we just get nut draw twice in a row, I'm going to be very, Very disappointed because there's just not that many pieces. You gotta have exactly Cigar to Sade. Alright, Fervent Chant. I mean, maybe our opponent's just gonna always have it. If they do, hats off to them. We will Fortified Village, reveal Temple Garden, play Arboreal Grazer, put a land into play Laguna Bend Trailblazer, pass the turn. So, I mean, we got a good hand, but if our opponent just has the nuts, I don't think it's going to be enough. Pass the turn. Opponent. I mean, I'm assuming because our opponent kept, they must have it, because you don't keep unless you have it. Unchained Berserker. Alright, sure. Opponent passes. Well, we'll play Assault Formation. Go to combat. Attack. With everything. Opponent takes 7. And do they have a hammer? Can they equip the hammer? Fairgrounds Warden goes after a creature. Sure. It's a Trailblazer. Opponent. Well, now our opponent's just kind of playing random stuff. Unfortunately, the Unchained Berserker is good. Opponent passes. I'll play Untitled Grove. Go to combat. Get in with Grazer. This Unchained Berserker is kind of keeping us somewhat at bay at the moment, since we've run a lot of white things. Opponent takes 3. Well, we'll play Nyx Fleece Ram. And, yeah, I mean, might as well play second Assault Formation. Pass the turn. Alright, opponent! What are those 4 cards? We are butt fighting. Trying to butt fight through the Unchained Berserker. Opponent, Sacred Foundry. Untap down to 8. Huh. What does this mean? SRAM. Okay. Whew. Alright. Alright. The draw is good. Opponent, Chained to the Rocks. Gets to draw a card because of SRAM. Goes after the Nyx Fleece Ram. And opponent passes. Well, what do we draw? More useless lands. Well, go to combat. Get in with Grazer. Yeah, another land there is our worst draw. Opponent blocks. Or not. Well, we'll pump. Hit our opponent down to 4. Fortified Village. Go. Alright, what else you got, opponent? What else you got? Idyllic Tutor. Wow, gonna get another Chain to the Rocks? Oh! Alright. Yeah. Well, I think we're in trouble now. Well, interesting matchup. I guess it's cool to see some jank on the level of our opponent's deck running well. Opponent passes. More Trailblazers. Well, we'll play it. Yeah, this SRAM is really bad. Allowing our opponent to draw extra cards every turn is definitely an issue. I'll pass the turn. Opponent. Another Fervent Champion. Yeah, apparently Unchained Berserker is good against this hand at least. I don't know if it's good against us in general. Relic Seeker. Okay. Opponent. Passes. Is it even worth attacking? I mean, I think it is. Go to combat. Not the best time for tower defense. Go attacking. Actually, it's not even worth it. We're going to pass. We can't even attack. They get to block 1 for free with Unchained Berserker, and then we eat a random creature, but then they get to Relic Seeker. This is awkward. Definitely awkward. Opponent plays a land. Relic Seeker number 2. Would be nice to draw creatures. Opponent attacks with SRAM and Relic Seeker. Well, we will block and block. Opponent must have another SRAM in hand, I assume. So they don't care about this one dying. Okay. Boros Charm to make their things indestructible. Yeah, I don't really see the point of that attack, but sure. Creature, please? Well, alright. Arboreal Grazer, it is a creature. We will play it. Arboreal Grazer is nice because it is... that was a good draw. For the first time ever, Arboreal Grazer being a good draw. But it is not white, so Unchained Berserker doesn't lock it down. Opponent. Land. And... passes. Go to combat. Attack with Grazer. Opponent blocks. Yeah, I think their last card is SRAM. Blocks. Alright, so we will just tower defense. Kill them all. Yep. So 3 creatures down. Laguna again, Trailblazer number 3. And now we might be back in good shape, depending on what our opponent draws. Still worried about SRAM into, like, enchantment, or something like that. Some sort of, like, card draw chaining together. There's a SRAM. And Madcap Skills draws a card. I mean, that is a good draw. That is kind of what we were worried about. Our opponent chaining together auras. Opponent passes. Ooh. Rexage is interesting. What do we want to Rexage? Well, let's go to combat. All attack. Yeah, opponent's deck looking a bit less scary this game compared to last game. Attack with everything. Opponent blocks. They gotta block them all, or they die. Blocks. 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 Okay. And then we will Rexage. Blow up Chain to the Rocks. Get back Nyx Fleece Ram. And pass the turn. And alright, I think we're good now. Unless our opponent's like playing Wrath in this deck somehow. Opponent. SRAM number 3. Into an... Wow. Okay. Into more Madcap Skills. Chaining them together. Alright, opponent. What's that last card? And opponent scoops it up. Alright. Well, opponent's deck is actually pretty interesting. The SRAM backup plan actually seems kind of effective. Well, I don't think we can change anything else. Eidolon of Rhetoric. It might be worth it. Maybe we Eidolon. Tikali Honor Guard seems like it does literally nothing. And it's also white. So let's do that. Let's go down Tikali Honor Guards. Up Eidolon of Rhetorics. And see what happens. Alright, we're going to keep it. Wow, opponent also keeps. I'm surprised how many hands our opponent's been able to keep with their deck. 1 drop. Well, alright, so we got all the butt fight cards. We don't have many butts to fight with. Battlefield Forge. And from Swiftblade Vindicator. Well, that's a clock. Play a Forest. Play old Nixie. Pass the turn. The awkward thing about our deck in this matchup is we really don't have that much removal, which is a bit unfortunate. Something like this Swiftblade Vindicator could be very bad for us. Opponent plays a SRAM. And passes. Well, gain a life. We do have a little bit of removal. What do we draw? More lands. I'll play the plains. Play Huatli. More creatures would be helpful, for sure. Alright, opponent. What do you say about the Huatli? Alright, resolves. Well, we are going to get in for 5. Get in. Hit our opponent. Down to 14. And pass the turn. Come on, creatures! We have all the assault formations in the world. We're just so creature-light. Opponent. Chain to the Rocks. Draws a card. Ugh. Yeah. Not good. So there goes Nyx Fleece. Opponent goes to combat. Huatli. Sure. Down to 3. We draw. Ugh, deck. Ugh. Boy, this is frustrating. Alright, back on Bishop. Wow, what an awkward draw. We really want one of these, but we definitely do not want to draw half of our butt fight cards in our top 11 cards, which is where we are at the moment. Opponent. Oh, yeah. Well, that looks looking bad. Yeah, actually, this is almost certainly just game over. Opponent, Fervent Champion. Gonna kill Huatli, gonna hit us, and all we have is a million assault formations, and our opponent's drawing all their removal, and they're drawing extra cards thanks to the SRAM. Ugh. Well, I mean, we won't scoop. I don't want to get yelled at, but this is very disappointing. Assault formation, Temple Garden. Pass the turn. Your go, opponent. Huh. Well, I assume the odds of this are pretty low. But sometimes things with low odds happen. Opponent is still on the 2-land all-action plan. Gets in, hits us. We're on the 6-land Assault Formation Tron plan, which is 7. All right, yeah. Well, now we're going to scoop it up. Ooh. That's disappointing. All right, budget magic time. We are butt fighting in Pioneer, and we'll keep this. I mean, little creature light, little land heavy, but it's really hard to ship an Assault Formation hand. And we even have Bygone Bishop, so hopefully that'll draw us more creatures eventually. If there's one card we want with a land heavy hand, it's Bygone Bishop. Alright, so Fortified Village, tapped, pass the turn. Favorite land in Pioneer. We're playing all my favorite cards in this deck. We got Arboreal Grazers. Ooh, Cauldron Familiar. We got Arboreal oh, more lands? Oh dear. Well, alright. Untap land. Assault Formation, go. Alright, creatures. We need creatures. Forest for our opponent. And gets in for 1. Sure. Down to 18. Alright, there's the oven. So now our opponent gets to start cat and gets a food, sacks the cat. Sacks the bone picker. Ew. Huh. That's not ideal. Now we're actually kind of flooding on butt fight cards and not drawing creatures. Well, we are going to play Bygone Bishop. Pass the turn. Opponent. Bone Picker's sweet. That's a cool synergy in a cat deck. Sack it, get a 3/2. Kind of a build a Delver with Death Touch. Opponent. Please don't kill it. Thought Seize. Well, that's fine. Our hand is full of butt fight cards that we don't really need. Takes Huatli. Oh, we really need to draw a creature to get a clue so we can get more creatures, so we can get more clues, and eventually kill our opponent with our butts. Boat it. Gilded Goose, sure. Gilded Goose would actually be good in our deck if it was cheaper, or at least decent in our deck. Tap land. Alright, that's a creature, so that's good. So we get to play Nyx Fleece Ram. Get a clue. Sun Petal Grove. Go to combat. Get in with the Bygone Bishop for 3. Opponent down to 16. Pass the turn. And now, I think we just pass and sack the clue end step. We can't cast what we draw anyway, and our opponent clearly has Thought Seizes, so cat returns. Thankfully, this Nyx Fleece Ram, assuming it sticks, does kind of undo this cat draining. Cat sack. Sure. Stacking up some foods. Cat returns. And opponent is down to 1 card, which is nice. We are down to 13, I guess, temporarily. Opponent, combat. Hits us down to 10. And Tireless Tracker, sure. Is there a land? Sacks the food, another goose. Alright, yep. Well, we'll sack the clue. Draw a creature. Ooh, tower defense. How close is that to just killing our opponent here? Gain a life. Land. Well, play the land. Attack, attack. The problem is we know our opponent's going to block with the cat. Yeah, whiffing. Yeah, I think we just have to... Well, we get in with the Bygone Bishop, because that's basically free. Oh, we really wanted to draw a creature. We will pump with Assault Formation. Hit our opponent for 4. Sack an Assault Formation. Go. Now this is going to be close. Missing on creatures, not great with this Bygone Bishop going. Opponent, yeah, drains us 10. Thankfully, they can't really hit us for that much at the moment. They can hit us for 3 with Bone Picker, but opponent, combat. Gets in, hits us to 7. Come on, creatures. Down to 7. At some point, I guess we're going to have to block with this Bygone Bishop, which is annoying. Another oven. Alright, so the cat damage is stacking up. We untap. We draw a creature, please. Draw a gain a life. Up to 8. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ugh. I'll play Temple Garden. Go to combat. Attack. Yeah. Ugh, those are not the draws we wanted. Well, we had a hand that was Creature Light, and our hand has remained Creature Light, unfortunately. Pump. Hit our opponent. Not 100% sure we even survive this turn, depending on what our opponent draws. I think we're going to, like, 1. And this cat life gain is obnoxious. Yeah, the cat just means we can't attack with our ram. Opponent makes a food. Gonna do some cat sacrificing. Down to 7. Sacks. Down to 6. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, so on board we're at 1. A virtual 1. Alright, land clue. Our main hope is we can, like, just jank our opponent out, but it's very difficult because our opponent has all these random blockers. And they're gaining this life, so it's really difficult to one-shot our opponent. Opponent gets in, hits us, down to 3. And, what, goose number 29? Sacks of food, trail of crumbs. Alright, well, we go up to 4. We're dead to the cat. Grazer. Well, go to combat. Yeah, we're just dead to the cat, right? Sack, 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 yeah. Well, alright, we'll attack. I mean, all our opponent's gotta do is block, and it's over. Huh. Well, that was awkward. We just did not hit enough creatures. Opponent blocks. Free block. Yeah. And we just can't stop this cat damage. Opponent sacks, gets a food, takes 0, gets back the cat. Ugh. Boy, this hand was what we wanted, too. It just did not come together the way we imagined. Sacks the food, gets a clue. Or, no. Triggers trail of crumbs. Can't pay, though. So cat comes back. Yeah, that's a big issue, is we just literally are dead to direct cat damage here. Well, I don't think there's... What can we draw? I guess Huatli gain 5 is something. Arboreal Grazer. That would have been good earlier to block the Bone Picker. No land. Sack the clue. Forest. Yeah, alright. Well, that was some weird drawing. Just... We have lots of creatures and we just didn't draw them. Well. Alright, opponent is doing cat shenanigans. Huatli Honor Guard is good. We'll go down Eidolon of Rhetoric. We'll go up 2 Shaper Sanctuaries. And we'll go down a Tower Defense for 2 Baffling Ends. And I guess we just run it like that. Rex Sage is nice, but yeah, I guess we do want it. I guess we bring in the Rex Sages too. Maybe we just cut all the tower defenses. Ugh, it's awkward, but I think that's what we got to do. All right, well, we got a plan. Rex Sage, not exactly a combo with Huatli Honor Guard, but Huatli Honor Guard is good, and Rex Sage is good. And our opponent will probably have to kill Huatli Honor Guard if they can, so hopefully it works out. That is the one kind of non-bow. Well, we get to play first. And, all right, we'll keep this. The only annoying part of this hand is we don't have white mana. And we have 2 white cards, but we do have Grazer into Assault Formation, which is good. Potage. Alright, so play the Forest. Arboreal Grazer. Put a Forest into play, pass the turn. Yeah, white source would be spectacular. Opponent. Blooming Marsh. Do they have a Thoughtseize? They do. Yeah, that's rough skis. Rough skis. We need this Assault Formation. Well, now Grazer's just a bad magic card like in other decks. Wow. Alright, well, I guess that means our opponent can kill our Assault Formation. White mana tapped. Assault Formation. Get in there, Grazy. Hit ya. Down to 15. Forest for our opponent. So they must have a way to just kill this, I would guess. Trail of Crumbs, sure. More white mana. Alright, we can stop drawing the white mana now, deck. That's fine. Get in with Grazer. Hit our opponent. Down to 12. Bishop. Go. Oh, come on. Creatures. As long as this bishop sticks, that's what we want. Swamp for our opponent. There's a cat. Drains us. No oven yet, though. Ugh, more Assault Formations. Well, play the plains. Go to combat. Attack. With the bishop. No sense in attacking with Grazer. It actually helps our opponent since they get a free Trail of Crumbs trigger. Yeah, we'll pump. Hit our opponent to 9. And Assault Formation Part 2. Well, that does mean we get to Assault Formation even through our opponent having, like, some sort of removal. Assassin's Trophy or something. Opponent. Tireless Tracker. Oh, boy, we would love to just draw a creature. This is kind of what happened in Game 1, where we found the hard part, which is our Assault Formations, but did not find the Oh, no. Well, play the land, go to combat, get in with Bygone Bishop. Ooh, the creature fizzle again. Yeah, pump. Oh, wow. Oh, the flood is real. Oh. Well, the good news is if Bygone Bishop lives, which I'm a little worried about, land, clue. But if it does live somehow, we have the lands that we can play creatures, crack clues, get more creatures. Gilded Goose for our opponent gets another food. And opponent passes. Can we draw a creature? Anyone. Anyone will do. That is any creature. Go to combat. Get in with the bishop. Alright, hit our opponent to 1. Okay, opponent sacks the food. Going to draw a card. Maybe. Alright, gets a land. Drops to 4. Well, we'll play Nyx's Fleece. Get a clue. Yeah, we're going to sack the clue, I think. We could draw a 2-drop or a 1-drop. Alright, Permeating Mass. Play that. Alright, Alright, we're finally hitting our creatures, so that's good. That's where we want to get to. Past the turn. So now we have our card advantage engine going 2. And our creatures are just bigger than our opponents because of butt fighting. Opponent. Land. Clue. Opponent's going to be able to draw a lot of cards at some point. Alright, cracks a clue, draws a card. Losing our Bygone Bishop would be annoying. Opponent has plenty of ways to kill it with Fatal Push since they have so much stuff they sack. What do you got, opponent? Okay, Cauldron Familiar. Well, that's better than Fatal Push. Opponent passes. We get to gain a life. Maybe we should just attack with everything? Yeah, go to combat. Attack with everything, I think. We have double pump mana. The only downside of this is it does let our opponent get the Cauldron Familiars in the graveyard and then get them back. And trigger Trail of Crumbs, but they don't have a Witch's Oven yet. Opponent blocks. Maybe it lets us kill Tireless Tracker. That would be sweet. Blocks, blocks, blocks. Well, looks like we're going to get rid of the goose at least. Well, alright, we'll see. Opponent trying to figure out a block. They got to have Tower Defense in mind after seeing it in game 1. Alright, blocks, blocks, blocks. Yup, stuff dies. Sort of. Temporarily. Boy, Cauldron Familiar is obnoxious. It just never goes away. Alright, so stuff dies. We sack the clue, looking for a creature, please. Alright, Permeating Mass. Get a clue. Sack the clue. And, yeah, play the plains, pass the turn. Well, I mean, I feel like we're in decent shape. Opponent gets back a cat, triggers Trail of Crumbs. I mean, we have a pretty big board, and with 2 assault formations, we're not especially at risk of our opponent ruining our plans with 1 removal spell. Gets another Cauldron Familiar. And this Rexage can deal with this Trail of Crumbs and cut off the card advantage engine. Grows the tracker, sure. Opponent untaps. 5 cards in hand now. Another Trail of Crumbs. Yeah. Well, card advantage engine out in full force, but is it fast enough to beat our butt fighting? Opponent's going to sack it, get back the cat, draw some cards. Thankfully, our opponent can only draw permanents. That is helpful. Although, once they get Witch's Oven, they can kind of go off. We do have a lot of damage, though. Like, our opponent needs a lot of cats chump blocking to not just die. And opponent scoops it up. Okay. Whew. So we got there. We drew a lot of lands, but eventually Bygone Bishop did Bygone Bishop-y things. All right. That went decently. Still not sure that Tormod's Crypt is actually worth it. I think we keep it the same. I think this is our best setup for the matchup. All right. Well, let's see if we can do it one more time. All right. Well, this hand does not have any butt fighting, but it actually has is about as functional as one of our hands can get for not being able to butt fight. Gilded Goose. Like, this has a lot of just good cards. And there's some butt fighting. Well, Fortified Village. We are going to want to land. That is true. Permeating Mass, go. Yeah, we do need one more land, but we have double Bishop, and now we have Huatli, and we got the Rexage, which is good. We have a lot of what we want here. Let's see what our opponent has. Fatal Push on Mass, sure. And going boom picking. Well, Temple Garden, untapped. Yeah, let's Huatli on our guard, pass the turn. Come on, land. This does shut down our Rexage, the non-bow we were talking about after game 1. Bone it. Combat. Gets in. Down to 15. And I guess there's not really a good Rexage target at the moment. Oh, land would be very helpful. Lots of good 3-drops at the moment. Bone it. kind of think our opponent, well, they might have another Fatal Push. I guess they needed something to die to play Bone Picker, though, so that's the reason to Fatal Push a meh Permeating Mass. About it. Gonna cash in the food. Ooh, okay. Well, that helps with our land problem. Is this another Bone Picker? Okay, Gilded Goose. Well, that's better than another Bone Picker. We will run out a Bygone Bishop. Pass the turn. Opponent's down to 2 cards at the moment, too. Opponent, combat. We will take it down to 12. Land, and 2 cards. There's the Witch's Oven. 1 card. There's the Cauldron Familiar. All right. Well, we know what's happening. We will play a second Bygone Bishop. Start getting clues. Pass the turn. We can blow up the Witch's Oven. We might actually be in okay shape here, depending on what our opponent draws. So opponent gets to sack the cat. I think we do block Bone Picker this turn. We're never going to have enough mana by the looks to sack all the clues we can generate, so we might as well, especially with cat going, we might as well get rid of this Bone Picker. Opponent, combat. Gets in, yeah. So we'll make the trade. Stay at 10. About it. All right, just to land. Tapped. And passes. Yeah, I think step 1 is Reclamation Sage. Get a clue. Get rid of the Witch's Oven. So the non-bow worked out. Our opponent did kill our Tikali Honor Guard, as we expected. And this is going to shut down the cat damage, at least for now. Yes, we definitely want to blow that up. Go to combat, and we'll start chipping in. Get in with the Bygone Bishop. Hit our opponent down to 20. And if our opponent gets back the cat, we can just Baffling End it. At this point, we're fine with just basically drawing lands every turn. We have card draw on these clues, so we're not going to run out of cards. The bigger pinch now is, are we actually going to be able to cast our cards? Opponent makes a food. Untaps. Draws. Combat. Gets in, hits us. Sure. We go to 8. And passes. Alright, let's think about this. Not a land. Well, go to combat. Attack. Opponent takes it down to 17. We will play Nyx Fleece Ram. Get another clue that we will probably never crack. Alright, opponent's going to start gaining life. Make some more food. I mean, our opponent's still at 20, and we are down to 8. Play Laguna Band Trailblazer. Get another clue. Pass the turn. Well, we're getting to the butt fight part of the game, though. Where next turn we do want to get down a butt fight card. Land for our opponent. Passes. Well, go up to 9. Yeah, play Assault Formation. Go to combat. Do some attacking. This is a lot of damage. Like, suddenly this is a 5-5. This is a 4-4. Opponent. Gonna block Rex Sage. Gonna block the sheep. Yeah, so this trades. Gonna make a food. I think this is fine, though. Our opponent just hasn't done much other than cat. Opponent goes to 13. We'll play Arboreal Grazer. Get another clue. Boy, we're not gonna sack a clue, are we? We're gonna go through this entire game without being able to sack a clue. Well, I mean, 3 lands is fine, I guess. It's a little weird that we can't sack these clues, but it's working. And right now we have a lot of power on the battlefield. Opponent gets back the cat, sure. Can sack the food, go to 17, but we have 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We have 15 power, technically, as long as our butt fighting sticks with Assault Formation. Opponent. Trail of Crumbs. All right, that's decent for our opponent. That's going to help them to start drawing cards if they live long enough. That's the big question. Opponent passes. We gain a life up to 9. All right, there's a land. Well, now we will Baffling End. Get rid of that cat, which is causing us all kinds of annoyances. So, baffle the cat, go to combat, attack, hit our opponent for a ton. Opponent takes it. Ooh, that's a lot of damage, down to 2. And I don't even know if let's not play Permeating Mass. Like, I guess it's possible our opponent has a sweeper of some kind. And we are presenting lethal as it is. So I don't know if there's much benefit to running out Permeating Mass over cracking a clue here. Opponent. Oh my god. Another cat. Well, without a Witch's Oven, cat's not deadly. It's more just annoying. Tireless Tracker. Okay. The problem for our opponent is they're just going to be like locked into chump blocking, I think. Like massively chump blocking. There's the cat. Drains us to 8 out of cards for the moment. Opponent passes. Well, we finally get to sack one of these clues. So much card draw going to waste. Untap, gain a life. Well, play Shaper Sanctuary. Go to combat. Attack. About it. Hell, looks like we might butt fight our way to the win. Blocks. Opponent's got to block 3 things, I think. Because we can pump. So well, they can go up to 9. Huh. So I guess they can block 2 things. They can block here and here, take a max of 8 if we pump. Alright, blocks and blocks, keeps the tracker. Alright, blocks everything, keeps the tracker. Sure. Well, we'll just let this go. Grazer can die. Opponent's gonna make a food. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. We'll trade. We have 2 more 1-drops we can play. I think that's better than pumping. We'll go to Met Trailblazer. Get a clue. Permeating Mass. Get a clue. Fast the Turd. And I mean, this has gotta be lethal. Even with the cat coming back, it's gotta be lethal, right? Opponent's gonna wait to get the cat until they can trigger Trail of Crumbs. Yeah, Trail of Crumbs. Looks like our opponent, they might double trigger depending on what they hit. I guess if they're playing Massacre Girl, that would be an out. I don't know if the Pioneer version of this, it's a Witch's Oven. Okay. Witch's Oven's fine, but it's not enough. Like, we win through a Witch's Oven now. We're still at 8, and we're gaining a life a turn. There's the oven. Saxa Cat gets a food. Trail of Crumbs with the cat. Now there's not even another Witch's Oven. So opponent can drain a bunch, but opponent passes. We gain a life. Well, go to combat. Attack. And this should finally do it. The cat kept our opponent in the game for a while. The Witch's Ovens just came a bit too late. And we had a pretty good butt fight card. Well, opponent scoops it up. All right. Well, that was grindy, but we got there in the end. Whew. All right. Sweet. So what do we learn this week about butts and taxes for Pioneer? And overall, the deck worked pretty well. We went 3-2 with the deck, and it was actually slightly better. There was a match against a blue-black mill deck that I think we probably would have won, but our opponent ended up having to leave in game 3 before we actually got to kill them, and I figured it was kind of an anticlimactic ending to the match, so I recorded another one, so we're like 3.5 into, I would say. I think we probably would have won that one, but not 100% sure. So, butts and taxes, though, the deck is actually pretty effective. Of course, the big challenge that we saw with the deck is, obviously, if we don't have Assault Formation or Huatli, things can go really badly really quickly. On the other hand, I don't know how much more we can do than play 8 copies of them. One interesting possibility in a non-budget build would be to go into Bant, and then we could play Hyler instead of Huatli. I think Huatli's fine. The problem is Huatli dies to a lot more than Assault Formation. Not that many decks actually have ways to kill enchantments in their main deck, so if we had Hyler in Assault Formation, then we'd have 2 enchantment-based ways to do it, which makes them more likely to stick. Huatli dies to, like, Murderous Riders, can get beaten down by creatures, even though it does have a lot of loyalty. But that's a big challenge of the deck, is even with 8 copies of our butt fight cards, we sometimes just don't draw them, or don't find them, or we draw one and it gets thought seized, and then our deck looks really, really bad. I will say that Bygone Bishop was a huge addition to the deck. The earlier builds of the deck, I did not have Bygone Bishop, and having a way to generate card advantage is a really big deal, even though it's slightly underpowered, but it worked really well. If anything was disappointing about the deck, we never really got to get anyone too well with our taxes part of the deck. With Tekatli Honor Guard or Eidolon of Rhetoric, there's still fine creatures in the deck, but they never did anything super crazy. It's not like we ever hosed Inverter or even played Inverter in our matchups, but overall, the deck's pretty powerful. Like, Wild Nikado's a good card. We get a million Wild Nikados. 5 5s for 2 are really powerful. We get a bunch of those as well, and 4 4s for 1, so our creatures are really good, but it is a high-risk aggro strategy, because you saw some of the games where we, like, attack with our board of very powerful zero-powered creatures, and then our opponent like murders riders our Huatli, and all of a sudden we're attacking with very unpowerful zero-powered creatures. So there is risk in the plan. You do gotta mulligan aggressively to find Assault Formation in Huatli. That is part of the plan. It's very risky to just keep a hand that's a bunch of Aggro Razors and Laguna Band Trailblazers and trust that you're gonna draw into a butt fight card, because if you don't, the deck just does nothing. So keep it in mind, the play style is interesting, and you really gotta focus on finding, resolving, and hopefully keeping one of the fight cards on the battlefield. But when we do, the deck rewards you with a lot of power, like a really fast clock. And I will say, I love that this is the one deck in the history of Magic where I actually love Aggro Grazer. Like, this is my kind of Aggro Grazer deck. Worst case, it's a 3/3 for 1, which is already fine. We don't even care about the land drops. It's just fine anyway, and sometimes it's even better. Sometimes it ramps us into our Huatli or whatever. So, sweet to see Aggro Grazer actually doing things, and overall, I think the deck is medium competitive. It's definitely not bad, and you can beat a lot of people with it, but it does have some bad matchups. We saw that with the Assassin's Trophies and Abrupt Decays. Decks that can just naturally kill Assault Formation and Huatli, those matchups get a little bit harder because we're just so dependent on having them on the battlefield. But the deck is fun. It's pretty competitive. It's really unique. It gets to play janky, weird cards like Permeating Mass and Nyx Fleece Ram in the main deck, Aggro Grazer in the main deck with only 22 lands, and actually do it because they're actually competitive. Plus, you get the sweet taxing stuff, which can just randomly wreck people in some matchups, even if it didn't come up too much in the matchups we played in our videos. So anyway, that's Butts and Taxes. That's our budget Magic deck for this week. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will talk to you soon.
Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, help us out by clicking that like button down below. And to keep up on all the latest and greatest, click that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell icon to get alerts whenever we have new videos. And if you want to, check out some of our other sweet videos here and here.